Good morning, everyone. This is Morgan Boykin with Positively Osceola here for our 9 a.m. segment of Good Morning Osceola. We have some exciting things taking place today, so excited to have you here with us. Be sure to say hello whenever you hop on. Hit the thumbs up button, the share button. You guys know the drill. Very excited for today's special guest of our morning segment. Very excited to have you guys with us. I'm going to come on here on the personal page and hit the share button, so hopefully you guys are doing that as well. So that way we're able to reach folks all within Osceola County and beyond. So be sure to let us know where you're viewing this video from this morning. Good morning to you. We have a special guest today. Very excited for today's topic, talking all about agriculture within Osceola County. You guys know it's one of my favorite topics to discuss, so very excited for today's interview. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and play the intro video and get started this morning. Alrighty, so this morning we have the one and only Mr. Ricky Booth, who is our very own agriculturalist here in Osceola County and District 5 School Board member. Hello, Mr. Ricky. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Beautiful morning here in District 5, Osceola County, here south of St. Cloud.
Perfect.
Cows are happy too.
The perfect day to celebrate. Today's National Farmers Day. Don't know if you know, so great way to have this agriculture. Right. There's a difference, but we're still able to celebrate agriculture here in Osceola County with today's interview. So very excited to have you with us this morning. And how fitting is it that you're in the pastures this morning working hard? So for those that do not know, obviously you have deep roots within the agriculture industry and specifically here in Osceola County. So give our audience this morning a little bit of your background of your involvement in the agriculture industry.
Yeah, so I'm a fifth or sixth generation resident here in Osceola. So with Martin family came here. They, like everybody else, they've down here for these long, short winters, I guess you could say, long growing seasons. And they quickly found out that farming was okay here. It's better in the southern part of the state, but here in this specific area, that raising cattle is really what this land works well with. And these cattle right here, if you can see, back in 1933, my great grandfather Henry O'Park brought these Brahman cattle in here from Texas. Bought a load of cattle. They brought them in on the train and dumped them out right in downtown Kissimmee at the train depot. My grandfather could tell the story better than me. He's passed away now, but they drove them by horseback off the train right around the lake, which would be kind of where Neptune Road is right now, down to the old down to where Macy Island, where their homestead was. But anyway, these cattle right here, these Brahman cattle are attributed with really changing the part of cattle. These cattle are subtropically adapted. As you can see, they have short hair. They can kind of sweat a little bit. They can eat this. We have a lot of forage in Osceola County in the state of Florida, but it's very low quality, and they do a fantastic job of converting that low quality forage. So I call them the most environmentally friendly cows out there, and they are, because they do a great job at converting low quality forage. Anyway, they make. We do a lot of crossbreeding here with these cattle, so everybody's heard of certified Angus beef, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few Angus bulls in our crossbreeding here to create a palatable product for the American consumer. So that's kind of what we do in Osceola. We don't raise a lot of end products, but these calves will be shipped off out west and finished out there, and then they'll be harvested somewhere out in Texas or Oklahoma or Nebraska, where they do all that.
Right, exactly. And so I'm sorry?
I hope that was the topic we were supposed
to.
Yeah,
no, perfect. I love it. I love how you give the background of the cattle you have behind us behind you, because a lot of folks don't really know that about Brahman cattle. So speaking specifically about Osceola County, we have a longstanding agriculture community. It's what we do here in Osceola County, and it's what we're really about. So those that are joining us that are not familiar with the agriculture side of things here in Osceola County, what can you tell them about the industry we have specifically here in our county?
Sure. So So if you drive around the county, you'll recognize, if you look at the county on a map, you'll see that there's not a lot of development in the eastern part and then kind of that central and southern part. So
Mhm.
that is almost exclusively cow-calf operations, which I explained a little bit ago. Almost exclusively. We still have some citrus groves. We still have some blueberry farms. But as far as acreage-wise, I'm going to say it's probably somewhere around 90 or 95% of the acreage that's used in agriculture in Osceola County
Right.
for cow-calf operation. Now, this is a little bit different. We call this a feed stock operation.
Right.
We're raising these cattle um, for genetics for other producers. But nonetheless, 90, 95% of the agriculture in Osceola, the land anyway, is used for cow-calf operations. Now, we start talking cash receipts. I would say sod might even be number one. I haven't seen the last data, but we do a lot of sod harvesting. I'll turn here where you can see a little more grass. All this is Bahia grass right here. So this grass can be harvested and then used on yards, on roadsides, or commercial development where they use grass. So we do a lot of sod production, we do a lot of cow calf production here in Osceola, we're home to the largest cow calf operation
Mhm.
in the United States. Well, anyway, they're headquartered in Osceola County, but they have a property in Orange and Brevard as well. That's the Deseret
Mhm.
Ranch. But we're also home into the southern part of our county of two of the other largest, not only in the state but in the country, with Rollins
Right.
Ranch and the Adams Family Ranch having operations in Osceola as well, extreme southern. So we have a long heritage of having not just cow-calf operations, but large cow-calf operations that rank in size top of the
Right. Right. And that's something that I always love to point out because a lot of times when people obviously think of Osceola County, they think of what they do with, most parts of the country. They think of like the tourism aspects of things. And we're really known for our agriculture industry here in Osceola County. So that's something that I always love paying tribute to just because it is a long line of heritage. And it's, like I said earlier, it's what we do and what we are. And I'm very proud of that. So as we all know, with COVID-19, there's been a big impact on many industries around the country, and one of those, of course, being the agriculture industry. In the midst of the pandemic, folks are still in need of agriculture products, still need food on the tables. It's an important part of how our country gets about. So share with us the impacts of COVID-19 on the agriculture industry, and how do you think, the county will overcome what they've been faced with COVID-19?
So if we're specifically talking about agriculture in Osceola and COVID-19, we're seeing the effect kind of on the back end. We don't see
Mhm.
the effect in our day-to-day operations. It's still the same. I'm out here socially distanced in the woods with my the rest of my family who works at the ranch as well with me. So and we all work together to operate the cattle operation. But really, the impacts are felt because of what's happened out west in our processing facilities on the back end. So when we see, I mean, if you remember a couple months ago, Wendy's couldn't get hamburgers,
Right.
uh, and Publix was having trouble getting fresh meat uh,
Right.
simply because in those high density work areas in our processing unit, they were having COVID outbreaks. What happens then is obviously, you get a disruption in that system. So what we're seeing in Osceola County is more of a price increase
Mhm.
in our end product, which is what we sell mostly, which is calves, 500 to 600 pound calves. We'll be sending the last one from here at Stock Park Ranch in about 2 to 3 weeks. So yes, the prices are down. I think agricultural prices are down in general, uh, but really the day-to-day operations are still the same as they were pre-COVID. And we're going to recover, but we're going to recover um, next year when
Right.
our because we only raise one crop a year, essentially
Mhm.
one group of calves every year, and so next year we hope that price returns as the harvesting facilities and the entire United States get through this virus and have a vaccine.
Right.
I do want to mention one thing that I think is very exciting. I meant to mention before. Look at these Brahman cattle here. So one of the most exciting things that we're doing here at the Dog Park Ranch is these cattle right here are part of the genomic mapping program at the University of Florida.
Oh,
We take
cool.
if we take a DNA sample of every cow here, it's a DNA sample, every one of their offspring would be DNA sampled. We'll record their performance data, and then the University of Florida tracks all that data and starts to identify those traits that are positive performance traits. So fertility and feed conversion and a thousand other things that the university is doing. So we're real proud here, and I'm proud to see that Project Forge here. Very exciting. Proud to be on the advisory committee for that at the university. It's just really exciting that some of the work that's being done to make better,
Oh yeah.
friendly cattle. So anyway,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something that I think kind of sometimes go unnoticed to the folks that are not involved in industry. There's so much science and so much research that goes into the agriculture industry, and specifically in your aspect of cattle. People don't realize a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that a lot of folks don't see. So thank you for pointing that out. Aside from, of course, the agriculture industry, you're deeply rooted in the agriculture industry, like we've talked about, but you're also a very strong community leader here in Osceola County, something that we're so proud to have you a part of. You have some exciting things coming up, Mr. Ricky. You want to touch base a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about my campaign. Just a minute, I'll be brief, but certainly it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve on the school board for the past 6 years and change the culture there from board culture from dysfunction to high functioning, be fiscally responsible, raising our academic success, our overall grade C, B, having the lowest administrative costs in the state, meaning we're investing the most we can in the classroom. Still a lot of work to do going forward, but my time there has been outstanding, and appreciate all the folks that I've served with. Now moving on and running for the county commission. Folks are voting right now. Absentee ballots have been in the mail for 2 or 3 weeks. Early voting will start on October 19th, but I do look forward to serving the community again as their next county commissioner for District 5. And I can tell you one of the biggest points of my platform is protecting what we see right here. These are the green spaces in our county that we cherish so much. And so these trees you see out here provide clean air.
Mm-hmm.
Cattle out here, cow-calf operations, low impact agriculture. Did you lose me?
Nope, you're still with us.
Okay. This is low impact agriculture, but such an environmentally friendly production system that we have here. And, I'm going to fight to protect these lands. I'm going to fight to make sure agriculture is still viable in Osceola County going forward. The best way to do that is to make sure that on the county level, we're not putting burdensome regulations on top of our.
Right. So excited for you to see where you go forward with this. Just so we have new folks joining in. When you get off this live, what's your day going to look like today?
Today I'll actually be. We've got some cattle that we're getting ready to send to the livestock market tomorrow. Then I'll probably also be operating a piece of heavy machinery, a green John Deere tractor with a big bush hog mower on the back of it. I've got a little bit of mowing to finish up before we shut down our mowing for the season.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ricky. You have a busy day ahead of you. So thank you for taking time out of your day to talk with us this morning. Thank you to our audience for joining us this morning. Be sure to hit the share button to keep our community informed of the difference of the agriculture industry is making on our county. Be sure to visit positivelyosceola.com for more information. And you have a great day, Mr. Ricky. Thank you again for joining us.
Thanks, Morgan. Have
a good one. Bye-bye. So, alrighty, guys, that is it this morning for Good Morning Osceola. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, for more information about the agriculture industry and the difference that it makes here in Osceola County, be sure to visit positivelyosceola.com and stay updated on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn for more topics to come. So have a wonderful Monday, and I will catch you tomorrow morning. This is Morgan with Positively Osceola, and we're making a positive difference in and around Osceola.